We all know about the Salt Satyagraha movement of 1930. India's first non-violent civil disobedience movement led by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi in Dandi, Sarojini Chattopadhyay Naidu in Dharasana, and Chakravarti Rajagopalachari in Vedaranyam, all to protest the monopolization of salt production by the British Empire, which led to collection of additional salt duty. But did you know that the origin of salt duty in India can be traced back to more than 2000 years ago? Or that the Britishers never abolished salt duty despite the nationwide protests during their regime? It was in 1946 that the interim government of India abolished salt duty with effect from 1947. Thus, an independent India brought an end to a duty that was in existence for more than 2000 years. Hi guys, my name is Neetu Brahma and today I am your boring CA. In this video, we are going to be discussing the evolution of taxes pre-independence. The research for tax data in this video has been done by CA Sujoy Mehta, the founding partner of SPBM and Company and an active member of the Chamber of Tax Consultants and the Goods and Service Tax Practitioners Association of Maharashtra. Origin of taxes in India can be traced back to the ancient texts of Manusmriti and Arthashastra. In Manusmriti, the wise sage Manu cautions the king against excessive taxation and advises him to arrange collection of taxes in such a manner that the subjects do not feel the pinch of paying taxes. It is Kautilya's Arthashastra that deals with the system of taxation in a real planned and elaborate manner. According to Kautilya, the power of a government depends on the strength of its treasury. Kautilya's this philosophy of Kosh Mulo Dand can be found on the logo of the Income Tax Department. Though these scriptures are more than 2000 years ago, the principles established in these scriptures can be said to have stood the test of time. Medieval India saw the introduction of the Jagidari system. Under the Jagidari system, land was allocated to Jagidars and Jagidars were made responsible for collection of taxes from the allocated land. The collection of taxes were to be as per the rates and duties specified by the rulers or the centre, and in return the Jagidars received a percentage of the taxes collected by them as their income. Tax laws in India underwent significant changes during the British rule, where tax bases were constantly widened to fund various war expenses. In fact, India's first Income Tax Act 1860 was drafted by James Wilson to recover the financial losses of the British Empire sustained during the Sepoy Mutiny of 1857. Remember Mangal Pandey? The British Empire used the Sepoy Mutiny as a reason to wage war in India, which led to the nationalization of the East India Company. English became the official language in India, and the term loot is said to have been coined around the same time. Between 1860 and 1886, the British government revised tax laws every 3 years and alternated between license tax and income tax depending on the financial requirements of the empire. Due to the low collection of taxes under license tax system, license tax was abolished in 1886 and income tax became the base structure of taxation in India. During 1916 to 1922, tax bases were constantly widened to recover the financial losses sustained by the British Empire during World War I. As predicted in Manusmriti and Arthashastra, tax avoidance became rampant in India due to excessive taxes and complicated tax laws. The Income Tax Act 1922 sought to create a tax administration and a tax appellate authority with an aim to reduce tax avoidance and became one of the most comprehensive tax laws of that time. The Income Tax Act 1922 was substantially updated in 1939 to meet the financial losses sustained by the British Empire during the Second World War. However, this time around things were not that simple. India had already begun its march to the civil disobedience movement. Increased tax avoidance, civil disobedience, and its own financial crisis made India a financial burden to the British administration, and in 1947, India became an independent nation. The Income Tax Act 1922 was amended post-independence and replaced in 1961 with our very own Income Tax Act. After independence broadly, India went through 4 stages of economy: agricultural economy, industrialization or liberalization, globalization, and digital economy. Each economy brought new tax issues with it, and tax laws over time became more and more complicated. India till today faces issues of tax avoidance, civil disobedience, and huge public deficits. To know what happened post-independence, please subscribe to my YouTube channel The Boring CA and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for further notifications. Thank you.